Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name is Steven and this is the Storytime channel. Today we have some pro-revenge stories and our first story of the day is by rhunter1980. Hey, can you fix my daughter's laptop for free? Multiple times. A bit of backstory / personal beliefs. I'm willing to help my friends, but we all know someone who has or have themselves a friend who is the group mooch. The kind of person who knows you're getting together and just shows up nothing in hand and expects to be given free food and booze the entire time. Yet sadly you put up with them till it gets to the breaking point of wanting to beat them senseless with a shovel. This story is about said friend whom I finally got to the breaking point with. My moocher friend isn't tech savvy, at all. He has zero respect for tech and constantly uses me as his go-to man when stuff goes sideways, almost always his doing. This is from the olden days of Windows 8 being a fresh hot mess that was the next big thing everyone hated because it took the standard Windows interface, beat it over the head with a bat, tossed the bloody corpse into a wood chipper, then proceeded to light the remaining slurry on fire with military-grade napalm. I hate Windows 8 in case you didn't pick up on that. He had recently bought a laptop for his daughter since she was starting to need it for school, and he wanted a mobile PC to use when he felt like it. Pretty sure he just wanted it for himself but needed to convince the wife to okay the expense. Instead of asking me for input, he decides he was just going to go to Big Blue Multi-Store and buy the cheapest laptop model that rhymes with HELL. It took less than a day of him fighting with it to call me to ask if I'd put Windows 7 on it because he hated Windows 8. I asked why not return it and get a Windows 7 model, to which he responded, "Big Blue doesn't have any Windows 7, only 8, and my daughter really needs this computer." Sure, she does. I agree and he drops it off within an hour. I should note that this happened just after Windows 8 dropped and there was no classic shell programs out that simply said, "Freak off, new piece of crap tablet design, we're using the old one everyone knows and can use." So my options were limited. Did an initial look at what I was getting myself into and lucky me, Heck had only put out drivers for Windows 8 for this model. Yay! I do about 6 hours worth of hunting, downloading and tweaking drivers, and praying / cursing the tech gods as I installed Windows 7. I had to cherry pick working drivers for most of the hardware. The rest I got to work through sheer trial and error. I made a restore disk and backed up and labeled every driver for the system in individual numbered folders in case I needed to redo anything on this piece of crap. My friend is notorious for freaking up his computer's operating system. I give him a ring and let him know it's good to go and he picks it up the next day. Less than 2 weeks later, he texts saying something's wrong with it. It won't do blah 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 or I can't get it to do what I want. Shocking, I know. I just restore from the disk I made and give it back same day. Let's see how long this lasts. Almost a week later, same thing. Again, a quick restore and I give it back. This time it took almost 3 weeks till I got a text. Now I'm pissed. What the heck is he doing to this thing to freak up the operating system? I finally took the time to look at the system and see what the freak was going on. He had a bunch of cracked games downloaded and was trying to run those, a bunch of virus / malware on it. Oh, and a bunch of shady adult entertainment sites in his browser history. I'm livid. The only reason I kept fixing this darn thing was because it was supposed to be his daughter's. I got a hold of his wife to see exactly who was really using the laptop and for what. Turns out he told her it was having issues and he was constantly trying to fix it at home and even took it to work to mess around with when he had time. He was a manager at a hut that sells pizza. He's one of those real hands-on managers who lets everyone know what needs to be done, then freaks off in the office. So I get the evil idea of fixing things my way. My first step to fixing things my way was to make an admin account that only I had the info for and limit the other account to a limited user. When I talked to his wife, I got a good idea of what his daughter really liked as far as shows, games, etc. I then proceeded to pimp this laptop out for a 10-year-old girl. My Little Pony wallpapers, about 100 on rotate, the entire My Little Pony cartoon show stored directly on the computer, Bratz, Barbie, the works. I even redid the icons to a My Little Pony theme and tweaked the user interface to be pink and purple colored. I made sure there was a parental lock on the browsers to prevent anything adult entertainment related from even showing up on the laptop. I installed TeamViewer and locked in my personal credentials so I could get on anytime I needed. And just for good measure, I installed a handy program called Deep Freeze. For those unfamiliar with it, it snapshots the drive as is and restores the drive to that exact image every time the power cycles. Not a problem, since I had gotten a bulk pack of thumb drives that were multicolored and came with lanyards. I even went a step above and beyond and got a My Little Pony skin for the laptop lid in case he thought of taking it to work again. I personally delivered the laptop this time when the wife and daughter were home. The girly high-pitched squeals of joy that nearly ruptured my eardrums made it all worth it. She went off on a joy-induced tirade as I showed her and her mom everything I did, including all the shows and games I put on just for her. I then gave her a bright pink thumb drive with a purple lanyard and explained that when she wanted to play the games or save anything, the drive needed to be plugged in. I set the save path for all of the games to the thumb drive and added a shortcut to the drive itself on the desktop to make sure she wouldn't lose any schoolwork she was doing. I made sure both her and her mom knew the thumb drive had to be plugged in, otherwise things wouldn't be saved. I didn't mention the parental lock I set up or deep freeze. I wanted it to be a surprise for my friend later. Both her and her mom thanked me. I got a big hug from the daughter who was still flying around on cloud 9, and she was begging her mom to watch My Little Pony with her before I even left. I knew it was only a matter of time till I got an angry text/call from my friend as soon as he got a chance to use the laptop. I was waiting with gleeful anticipation. I had dropped the laptop off on Monday, and I knew he wouldn't get a chance to use it till Friday when he got back from a trip he took. Cut to Friday night, and I get a call around 8 p.m., which I ignore and let go to voicemail. I get 3 more calls every 5 to 10 minutes, which I also ignore. Then I get a bunch of texts, which I ignore till about 11 p.m., when I figured he had ample time to try and freak with the laptop to only be shut down at every attempt. I call him up with an especially snarky attitude, acting half asleep just to piss him off. "Finally, where the freak have you been? I tried calling you and texting, but you never responded." "Yeah, I had a long day, so I took an evening nap. What's up?" "What's up? This piece of crap laptop is busted, that's what's up. I can't get anything to work right. I downloaded a game and tried installing it, but it says I don't have admin rights. I restarted it and the game files were gone completely, so I re-downloaded it but still couldn't install it. It's not even letting me browse the web. I thought you fixed this, what the heck?" "Calm down, I'm sure it's something simple, let me remote in." "Wait, you can do that?" "Yeah, I got sick of having to have it dropped off, so I installed remote software. Let's see, first thing I do was remotely restart the system." "It did it again!" "What?" "The game I downloaded is gone from the desktop." "Oh yeah, I put software on the laptop that restores it to a default setting. Anything not saved on an external drive gets removed. I gave your wife and daughter a thumb drive. Didn't they tell you it was needed?" "No, what the heck? Why'd you do a stupid thing like that?" "Well, I've had to fix this thing 3 times already and I got sick of it, so I made sure anything you downloaded or tried to install would be deleted and blocked. You don't have admin rights. I do. Last time, there was over a dozen viruses and malware from your games, and the games you were trying to run would barely run on this laptop even if you had legit versions." "What the freak?" Insert 15-minute rant I didn't pay any attention to because I don't care. "Well, why won't it let me browse the web?" "Are you sure? Well, let's see." I bring up Google and start browsing standard sites, hit a few cartoon sites I favorited for his daughter. Everything looks fine to me. Could you be referring to the adult entertainment sites that were in the browser history on your daughter's laptop? Yeah, I thought so. See, me being the upstanding guy I am, I turned on parental controls to keep web browsing safe for your 10-year-old daughter. The freak is wrong with you? "But..." No buts. It took a lot of work to get this thing working for your daughter's sake, and then you use it as your personal play toy, which I had to fix 3 times. I'm done with your BS. I made it so your daughter can use her laptop when and how she needs. If you want to get your own laptop and freak it up beyond repair, that's fine by me. No more freebies if you freak something up being an idiot. If you think this is unfair, I'd be more than happy to let your wife know exactly what the issue with the laptop was, including screenshots of your browsing history. I don't mind helping, but you go above and beyond being a mooch a lot of times. Anything else you need help with? No. Have a great weekend. Click. Having spent over 18 years in customer service/tech support, so I went a bit nuclear on him, but I had had enough of his crap. Reminded me of all too many times the problem isn't the hardware or software, it's the meat puppet smashing their face against the keyboard and wondering why stuff doesn't work. So I simply removed that part of the equation. Amazingly enough, he didn't have any more issues with that laptop. Wonder why? Only time I was gotten a hold of was by his wife asking me to update some things and install some software the daughter needed for school, which I was more than happy to do. So let me ask you guys, do you think what OP did here was a bit too much, as in, do you think it was a bit too encroaching on the friend moocher's personal space by basically completely locking down the computer for any other purpose other than the daughter to use it like that? Or do you think, considering the circumstances, this was totally justified and fair? Let me know in the comments down below. And our final story of the day is by hoodlvm. I was fired and made the company lose over £100,000. So, I used to work at a family-run builder's merchants and was a trade sales advisor. I was fired for bringing up health and safety concerns in an email sent to a manager, and for the fact I was apparently unhappy in my role. I did nothing wrong, but they still sacked me. Now, when I worked there, I had clients that I had built good relationships with and even became friends with some of them. They would get me beers and whiskey at Christmas or have barbecues and so on outside of work. Anyway, back to the revenge. I was fired, which, in my opinion, was unfair, and it was during this COVID-19 pandemic. I had worked the entire way through it until I was fired. So I wanted revenge. I contacted multiple clients and friends, and most of them say, okay, we won't use that company if they treat the staff the way they did to me. One client easily spends over 100,000 British pounds a year easily in the top 3 customers they had. He had used them because I would get him the best prices, etc., etc. As soon as I'm fired, I call him and let him know what happened, and he straight away promises not to use them again. So big middle finger to the owners of that crap place. I hope you learn to treat your employees better or go under. Slight update, just reading comments. I did contact ACAS, they are investigating. Health and safety executives did visit and told them to put a few things right, but nothing else. I did have video and photo evidence of one accident actually happening and many other issues. I don't have a copy of the email, but ACAS can find it on their internal mail system as it never truly disappears. Also, any clients I contacted were friends. I didn't contact a huge list of clients, just a handful letting them know I no longer worked for the company. They asked why I got fired, and I gave them an honest answer. I did not ask them to stop using them, as at the end of the day, if they offer the best prices, they would still use them, but that's not the case. I think this is a pretty sneaky but effective tactic. Explicitly not saying don't use the company, just explaining that you no longer work there, which of course, if they're friendly with you, they'll want to kind of prod a little bit more, and it's basic human curiosity that you'd want to know why you no longer work there. So the second they ask why, you can just give them the truthful answer about how bad this company treated you and the unfair things that they did, and really bring to light to these people that this company is shady and probably should not be trusted for your contract work if you want to basically end up supporting that by proxy. It'll be interesting if ACAS finds anything else themselves too. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So, which of these stories was your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments down below. But besides that, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing and turn notifications on if you haven't so you'll never miss an upcoming video. Any little thing that you do helps the channel grow so much more. Whether it's commenting, subscribing, or just watching the video, thank you all so very much for supporting me right here on the Storytime channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time right here on the Storytime channel.